ANC's head of elections, Fikile Mbalula, has called on the politician Tokyo Sexwale to come forward should he have a concept that can help government. And Mbalula was responding to claims made by Sexwale that billions of rand had been deposited into the Reserve Bank for a good cause and were then stolen. The Treasury and the SA Reserve Bank have denied them. And Mbalula has come out in defence of government, saying South Africa is one of the best treasuries in the world.
I am part of government, and so I stand by what Treasury and the Reserve Bank are basically saying. Most importantly, the National Treasury. I can't speak for Tokyo Sexwale. I don't know what he was saying, and I don't want to be involved in that particular debacle. I stand for what I believe in terms of the economics of this country. What I know is that any government, when it seeks a financier, it does that within the prescripts that governs the Treasury. And our Treasury in this country, if you don't know, it is the best. It's among the best in the world. And so you can't have fly-by-nights here and scammers taking chances on us. Tokyo is a respectable man. So if he's got a concept of assisting government, I think he will bring it to the fore. But me, myself, it left me confused from how I understand how these things happen at the level of government.
Well, he's not the only one who's confused. Tokyo Sexwale made these comments in an interview. He referred to a heritage fund. No one actually knows if it really exists. Well, both the Treasury and the Reserve Bank putting a joint statement out about this. The Director General in the National Treasury is Dondo Mogajane. He joins us now. Ms. Mogajane, good evening to you, sir, and thank you very much indeed for your time. I mean, a bizarre claim made by quite a prominent figure, Tokyo Sexwale. Do you believe this fund that he seems to have placed money in actually existed at all?
Thanks, Stephen, and thanks to your viewers. I don't think this fund exists, but it's up to Mr. Sexwale to prove that the fund exists. We've called on him, even in our previous engagements previously, that he must come and join the way government raises money. He must join the other funds because every week, as you know, we go on the market, in capital markets, we raise bonds, we issue treasury bonds. We're raising 30 billion every week. So he can come and join, how we raise money if this fund really exists. And hopefully it will be cheaper. But we chose to look at it different. We chose to look at it this way. There are many people, Stephen, that come through to us claiming that they've got trillions of dollars to give or to grant free money to government and to government projects in municipalities and provinces everywhere. But as soon as we start engaging them, find out where they are registered, find out where the origins of the money, these people disappear. So that's why in our statement, we were saying that this may be a scam that Mr. Sexwale should be aware. But if it's not, it's up to him to prove. And the fact that he says the money is with us, I did engage with the Reserve Bank, there's no such. We know for sure that that money that he's talking about has never reached our shores, and we've never seen it.
It's quite incredible, as I say, a prominent person, someone with a sort of track record in business, in a way seen as a wealthy man, who seems to be vulnerable to a scam.
Look, it is possible. I mean, he's not the only one. Many other South Africans, respectable South Africans, have approached us, or at least in my case, since 2010. And many of them came, they claimed they have monies, they were referred by other prominent people to us. And we engage, we explain how we raise money, and the next thing they disappear. But the reason we're saying it's a scam is that there's no one out there who's got $1 trillion to make free money available to South Africa. If these people are there and they claim to have these trillions, there's ways that we accept grants. There's ways that we accept donations. We've got a department in the Treasury called the International Development Corporation Office, headed by Mr. Robin Tolley. It is housed in the budget office. This office coordinates all donor funds from governments around the world, from philanthropists around the world. And we then call him. If Mr. Sexwale says he's got money for COVID-19, he's got money for higher education, and he wants to give money, free money to support vulnerable South Africans, we are free. Let him come through this office. Let's look at the money. Let's agree what the conditions are in terms of how he's going to roll out, which province he wants to address, which sectors. We'll be free because we engage with all these funders on a daily basis. And we also raise money, by the way, through capital markets. And as Mr. Mbalula says, we've been doing that for years. We think we are experts in that area. We've got an excellent team in the Assets and Liability Management team that has been doing this thing for years. And yeah, we know how to raise money. And what Mr. Sexwale and some of the people that he was working with are talking about, we don't have an idea. He talks about money that's in the Reserve Bank, big monies. But again, that's the Reserve Bank to respond and say, do they have that money in their bank accounts or not? But as far as we know, we don't have any such. We've never seen any such money, except that the last time we wrote to him in November, our head of Assets and Liability Management, Sepiso Mwafudi, wrote to him, and he said he's free. We gave him options in terms of how, what products do we have, and we said, if you are interested, choose any of, and we've got letters to prove that. You can choose any of those options that are available for you to invest in South Africa and to participate in our bond auctions. But since then, we've never heard of him until now, when he says, there's money that's stolen and this money is with us. I don't know anything about this money.
How can people know when they're, what are the warning signs of a scam? And I mean, scams evolve constantly. They're forex scams, they're cryptocurrency scams, there's scams about getting money out of their country, there's scams about getting money into the country. I mean, it's really astonishing. Human beings are very inventive when it comes to scams. How do you know if it's a scam?
Look, we've been doing it for years. I mean, I had set up a committee back in 2011, 2012, made up of colleagues from the FIC, colleagues from the Reserve Bank, and we were engaging with all of these groups that claim to have money. You ask, where is the money held? Which bank in the world? Who are the shareholders of this fund or this company or this entity? And they always claim that, no, it's secret. You can never know the owners. They've got a mandate. They cannot speak to anybody. And, their bank accounts, you'll never know them. You'll never know their business address. They'll never exchange any emails. They'll never exchange any. It's some funny documents that they produce that you can see it's photocopies. Immediately we will know as we engage. Secondly, the moment if it's too good to be true, then definitely it's not true. I mean, no one has got $1 trillion today to give for free to South Africa, like some of them claim. So there are many signs that we looked at, but again, scammers are around the world. They are there. Mainly, it's people who want to clean money. We are aware of that. It's money launderers who really want to make sure that they clean the money if it's dirty money that they receive. So and then small governments, fall prey to this in some small countries in Africa and around the world. So I think it's important that we share information at the level of intergovernment forums that we participate in. And this is certainly one of the areas in my first ever meeting that I will attend with my counterparts in Africa and somewhere in the world. I will certainly raise this, and so that colleagues should be aware that there are scammers around the world. But if Mr. Sexwale says his fund is not a scam, I think he must participate in our bond auction as we engaged him and we requested him to come through. And secondly, if it's a donation, we've got Robin Toll in the IDC office. He must engage with him, and then we can gladly use this money for projects, because we need money. If it's free money, like he's saying, we need money, and let South Africans enjoy the benefits of a freedom fighter like Mr. Sexwale, because in this way he'll again contribute to broader emancipation of people in the country. And then his struggle credentials, obviously we know it, and then we would support anything that he comes with in making sure that South Africans are put to, are supported in ways.
So, Mr. Dondo Mogajane, thanks very much indeed. Do appreciate the time, the Director General at the National Treasury.